Pride fans. My name is Jessica Konechny, and I'm here today with the Crown TV, your one-stop shop for everything Pride related. We are very excited to be here today to talk about our passion for the Orlando Pride team. So specifically what we're here today to talk about is the team, and then also really kind of focusing on the preseason, how we think the team is going to fare in this upcoming season, and also today to talk to you a little bit about our supporter group, our supporter club for the Orlando Pride, which is called The Crown. So first of all, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to OC Lions Fan TV for bringing us out and just embracing us, and we wouldn't be here without you today, so big shout out to you. Thank you so much. And you know, before we get down to business, I really wanted to take the time to talk to you today about where you will see these videos. So the best place to see these upcoming videos, and we'll be at tailgates, we're going to be at all of our watch parties sometimes, and then the place you'll be able to see these most often is going to be on the OC Lions Fan TV website, but we'll also be posting them on the Crown pages as well, so our website, which is www.pridescrown.com, sorry about that, and then we'll also have them on our social media accounts as well, so look out for those. So first of all, before we get going into the questions, kind of just wanted to interview, kind of give you an introduction to our panel here today, but also to myself. So as I said, my name is Jessica Konechny. I've been a huge fan of soccer ever since I was a little girl, probably around 7 years old is when I started actually playing the sport. Played a variety of different roles on a soccer team. I've been a goalie before, forward, so had a lot of experience playing all the way through high school. And specifically, the team that I really looked for and really threw my passion behind was the U.S. Women's National Team. That's really where the majority of my passion around watching the game really started. I grew up idolizing players like, Julie Foudy and Mia Hamm. So watching them win the World Cup was just one of the best experiences that I've ever had. So you'll hear the term for club and country a lot. Really, I was all about country until I moved to Orlando City. So that's where I really found my club in the Orlando City Soccer Club. And so now I can say that I bleed red, white, and blue and purple and gold. And my husband and I have been real big fans of Orlando City for the past 4 years. But of course, when they announced that they were going to start a women's team, it kind of merged my two loves together, women's soccer and Orlando City. So that's a little bit about myself, but I also want to introduce you to our fabulous panel. So let's just get this going. Christy, you want to start us out?
Hi, my name is Christy. I started watching soccer when I was young, of course, like everyone else. I saw the women win the World Cup in '99. Yeah. Edit that out. In '99, of course, I remember Brandi Chastain when she made her goal. She ripped off that shirt with her black sports bra on. That's now so famous. But I started watching the Olympics, and that's really where I focused on the women's national team. And this past summer, watching them win the World Cup again just sort of re-amped that love that I had for women's soccer, and I started following the league since then. And when I found out we were getting a NWSL team here, I got super excited, and I wanted to get behind it 100%, and that's how I got involved in the Crown.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I don't have the same story that these ladies do. I liked soccer for like a year when I was in high school because a boy I had a crush on played soccer. It's a pretty common tale. So then it faded away until Orlando City came onto the scene a few years ago. I became a huge supporter of that with Jessica. One day she said, "Hey, do you want to go out to a game?" And I said, "Okay." And my passion for that has grown. The club and country is something that I really appreciate. I've been a huge Olympics fan from birth. I was born in an Olympic year, so I feel like that's kind of some roots to the cheering for the United States. So I like to follow the national team. The Men's World Cup a few years ago was really what started it for me because I was still just getting into soccer at that point. When I heard there was a female team coming here, I appreciate that there is equality in sport. I know that after seeing the women in the World Cup, I think there's a great message in that, and they're great role models, and I love that City brought a team here, and pretty much whatever City does, I will go wherever they go, I will follow them. So.
Thank you, too.
Hi, my name is Lindsay. I have been playing soccer since I was probably about 5 years old. I played in elementary school on a YMCA team. I played also in middle school and also in high school. I've played a variety of roles, anywhere from a forward, a midfielder, defender. My main love is now goalkeeping. I have followed the women's national team, watched them play in '99 and win. Biggest look up to would be like Mia Hamm, Julie Foudy, Christine Lilly. The whole team was phenomenal. Started watching again, picked back up when the women's national team started playing again in 2015. Moved back here to Orlando about 5 years ago, so we've been on and off with the Orlando City team, so we go to games occasionally and definitely love to bleed that purple and gold. We found out when they were going to bring the NWSL team here, we were very super excited, and we found out that the Crown was going to start up, and we definitely jumped into that 110% and love being a part of it, and that's about it.
Hi, my name is Audrey. My passion for soccer grew, of course, when I lived back in Ecuador. If anyone knows, any South America country, big on soccer. So grew up playing with my brothers, watching the games, and then, of course, every single time we were just loud as it gets here for every single Orlando City game and hopefully for the Orlando Pride. We'll have to say probably the one person that I love watching play all the time will have to be Abby Wambach. I love her to death. It's kind of sad with the whole recent events that has happened, but still behind her 100%. And I think that's about it for me.
Thank you, ladies, for being here today. Very excited to kind of get your insight into the Pride and what they're going to bring to Orlando City. So thank you so much. So a lot of you mentioned the fact that you are members of the Crown. So what I wanted to do was just give a few minutes, kind of a discussion around what a supporter club is and what anyone out there who's never been a part of a supporter club can expect with the Crown. So just a little bit of background. Most soccer culture surrounds themselves with a club that specifically supports a team. So the U.S. national team has one called the American Outlaws. Orlando City has two supporter clubs that follow them, the Ruckus and the Iron Lion Firm. So we decided that as soon as NWSL was announcing that they were going to start a team for Orlando City, that we definitely wanted to jump on that as quickly as possible. So our president, Lisa, was kind of the person who really got out there and started cultivating interest around this. And we brought it all together, and I'm actually one of the leadership on that organization. So I'm the member relations board member for the Crown. So if anyone wants to join, we'll give you some information later. But just to get an idea of what a supporter club is and what our mission is really to support the team 100%, both during matches, during away matches, and also in the community with various social activities and community involvement. So, Christy, have you ever been a part of a supporter club? And if you have, let me know. If you haven't, what are you most excited about being a part of the Crown?
I have actually not been a part of a supporters club before, so I'm really excited and I'm looking forward. What I really wanted when I first joined the Crown was I didn't have very many women's soccer friends or that follow any team. So I was like, I have to get people to hang out with and to build that culture with and just hang out on game days and just fully support the team. Win or lose, we're going to have their back. And that's really what I wanted.
That's great. I love how you said, you kind of mentioned a like-minded group of people, and that really is what a supporter club is all about, is getting like-minded people together to rally behind a team. So Rachel, I know that you have been a part of a supporter club in the past. So do you want to tell me a little bit about what supporter life is like, and then how you think that it might be a little bit different than maybe being one of the supporter clubs for Orlando City proper, the men's team? How might it be a little bit different for supporting the Pride?
I'm a member of the Ruckus, and that kind of happened very organically for me. But what the Ruckus taught me was that match day experience, that being with all of those people who are just as excited to be somewhere You know, the first game of this season, I stood in the stadium and kind of looked around at all these people who were they had the same level of excitement. They wanted the same result. And, you know, it's turned into friendships, people that, you know, I would never have met in this town. You know, Orlando's a small town, but it's still, you know, very segmented. And so I now know people that I just wouldn't have normally come in contact with. And I think that's one of the great things that this offers us as well. Not only is it just, you know, other women who are supporting women, it's just people who are excited about the same thing. I think this environment might be a little bit different in that it's maybe a little bit more family friendly. Obviously, the women's soccer movement in the United States has become huge in the last few years. Winning the World Cup was a big part of that. But we see a lot of kids. You see a lot of people who are just starting. You started playing when you were 5. When you were 5, you weren't going to games to learn how to be better at your sport. You were just doing it in your rec league. And now there are kids in town who can go and watch a pro sport, which will help their game and help grow the game. And so I think having that type of environment around is going to be really important because everybody wants to get behind that. And like you said, win or lose, sometimes it's not even all about that. It's about the tailgating and the away party and the relationships and just the conversations that you have. So I think that that's where we might see a difference, is it's just kind of maybe a more laid back atmosphere, but still excited and fervent support.
Wonderful. So I definitely agree with you. We're definitely going for a more family-friendly atmosphere, just bringing in anyone from any walk of life. We want to build a diverse supporter club, so I'm very excited about that. Now, both of you were actually at our TIFO painting party yesterday, so for those of you who don't know about what a TIFO is, what I'd like to do is I'd like to give them a little bit of a chance to kind of explain what that means and how it can add to a game day experience. So, Audrey, do you want to tell me a little bit about the TIFO and then how you think that'll help on game day?
Pretty much what we did yesterday, it was a group of the Crown members. We got together at a location, and we actually have, you could say, the TIFO, of course. We had a design on it, which we actually then painted, and actually it was kind of fun because of the fact that we got to meet other Crown members that I personally have not seen around before. So it was quite fun. I'm kind of looking forward to what the reaction is from the rest of the supporters that are going to be there at the first game. So just looking forward to anything, really.
Great, thank you. I know I'm really excited to see how that's going to go. And I think that lends to a lot of the game day atmosphere that we're hoping to explore with the Crown. And game day experience, like Rachel said, is so important for our players. We want to make sure that they know that we are behind them 110%. So what are you most excited about, Lindsay, when it comes to the actual game day experience?
Game day experience is a lot of fun. I love tailgating with either family or friends. Now that we're part of the Crown, that's going to bring in a whole new experience because we've never actually been part of a supporter group and actually had to experience that with other people. So really super excited about that. I think the TIFO is really going to come out awesome when everyone gets to finally get to see it. I'm really super excited about everything over in general.
Great. And, you know, we have a whole bunch of chants that we're excited to kind of unveil. We have a drum that we're really excited to kind of keep the beat, keep the pace for the team, and be as loud and passionate as possible. So we hope that you can come out and experience these game day experiences with all of us. And again, at the end, we'll give you more information on how to join the Crown or get some more information. But specifically what I'd like to talk about now is to kind of transition into our roster and what we're excited to see from our women. Now, I know that when there were rumblings with the front office about the start of an NWSL team, I don't know about any of you, but I did not expect this to happen as quickly as it did. When they first started talking about it, they mentioned maybe 2 to 3 years we would start an NWSL team, but to happen 1 year into becoming an MLS team and then starting a women's team, that I think happened a lot quicker than I thought. Now, there could be some reasons to that. Obviously, I think you mentioned it, the capitalization on the women winning the World Cup. I think that has a lot to do with it, right? Because the excitement that was around that, I feel like you could capitalize that. So maybe that was part of it. I know wooing Alex Morgan was probably a big part of it too, seeing as her husband, Servando Carrasco, is on the team. I think that was a big part of it too, is trying to capitalize on getting her here as quickly as possible. But that also means that there wasn't a lot of time to scout potential members for the team. So I wonder if we were able to really quality scout and how that will make a difference with the fact that we really did make the announcement and then build our team as quickly as possible. But like I mentioned, Alex Morgan, obviously one of the arguably most well-known women's player in the world, coming to this team and the impact that that will have. So Christy, do you want to tell me a little bit about Alex Morgan and what you think she'll bring to the team?
I'm really excited to have Alex Morgan on the team. She has had a phenomenal year. She's starting off 2016 with so many goals for the national team. She's looking healthy. She's looking fit. 2015, she did have some minor setbacks with some injuries, but it looks like she's coming out strong, and I can't wait to see what she's going to do for the Crown.
Wonderful. I know it's just the clout that she brings to this team is great, but that also means that there's a lot of responsibility maybe on her shoulders and a lot of expectation from our team joining the league with her. Do you think that that adds any added pressure, and do you think that that this expectation is founded? Do you think that we really, really need to step it up because she's on the team?
I think as far as her feeling any added pressure, if anyone's going to feel pressure in any situation, it's going to be Alex Morgan. She has that name, and she does carry that reputation of coming in clutch. And so I think she can handle that. I think she has a great team behind her to support her in achieving those goals.
It's great. And obviously she's a huge player in the U.S. women's national team. And one of her teammates is also on our team as well. She is our goalkeeper, Ashlyn Harris, who, if anyone knows me, I am a huge fan of goalkeepers. That is my main position as far as both men and women. I've had a love affair from afar of all of our Orlando City ones. Rachel can attest to my love for goalkeepers, but I know that she is also one of your favorites, Lindsay, as well, with Ashlyn Harris. So tell me a little bit about her as a player and what you think she'll bring to the team.
With Ashlyn Harris, her being a homegrown player, she's off of our satellite coast, and I think she's looking really great. From the preseason game that we all had attended, she looked really good during her warm-ups. She had a great preseason game. She looks really good as far as very attentive. She's very vocal on the field. So she's bringing a lot of direction to all the players that are out there. I think she's going to do phenomenal on this year on our team.
And with her being on the women's national team, which is also, great because she's got a lot of experience, and yet she doesn't, because she did fall behind Hope Solo. She's always been the woman up front for the goalkeeping position. Do you think the fact that she had to sit behind her, do you think that's going to affect her, or do you think that she'll just come right out of the gate?
I think with her being the second behind Hope Solo, I think it just adds more fire to her wanting to show how well she can perform in those kind of situations. I think they do, in the national team-wise, I think they need to play her a little bit more often than just always leaving Hope out on the goals. So like I said, I think it's going to bring more fire. She's going to want to show what she has. So I think we're in for a great show this year.
I agree. I definitely think. I know we were just talking about this. We looked at the roster for the U.S. Women's National Team game that's happening today, and we were a little bummed that she wasn't starting since Hope Solo wasn't. But we are so excited to have her on this team. I know Rachel and I went to the U.S. Women's National Team game that was the friendly that happened in Orlando, and we saw her and we were able to talk to her for a few minutes, and we said, we really hope that you're going to join the team. And at the time she said, oh, me too, I can't wait. But then what was it, like 3 days later, it was announced that she was, so she knew.
She had a big grin on her face.
She totally did. She knew. But I can understand why she didn't tell us at the time. But, we are just so excited to have her on this team. But I know that there's someone else that Audrey is really excited about, really passionate about. This woman has just been incredibly vocal about her appreciation for being in Orlando. She's very social media present, which is very exciting. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the player that you're excited to see?
Yes, the player I'm actually pretty excited about is Leanne Sanderson. The one thing that attracted me to Leanne was the fact that, I guess, one, she kind of looks like one of my older friends, and she is from the Kingdom as well. So that's one thing. And then the fact that she's always been so friendly in social media with all of her fans and anyone that follows her. Because any single time that I have posted something to her, I've actually gotten a response, and not many players actually do that online. So that's the one thing I appreciated the most. And she's also great in the field. Like during the open preseason match that we were able to attend, I was just like, I had no complaints about the way that she was playing on the field, and she was very vocal, and hopefully she'll just get the recognition she deserves while she's in the Pride.
I agree. How important do you think it is to, supporters and fans of the team to have players that are this relatable? Do you think that's really important, or do you think that as a supporter group that we should just support them from afar?
I feel like whenever it comes to a player, I feel like they have to find like a good balance of the two of them. Because I'm pretty sure the fact that if they're going to respond to anything on social media, to anyone that's asking a question to them, it's going to drag that person in towards them, and it's going to drag them towards the team and wanting to see what they can bring to the team itself.
I agree, definitely. It's always very appreciated as a supporter and as a fan when the players that you cheer for are definitely responsive to you, whether it's in social media or in real life. So, and another player that I know a few of us, she hasn't been mentioned a lot when we talk about the Pride. Obviously, Alex Morgan is going to take a lot of the focal point for this team, but there is one player that I know I'm really excited to see play, but also has a lot of experience, not only in the NWSL League, but overseas. So Rachel and I are very passionate about this player. So do you want to kind of tell us who you're excited to see?
Sure. I'm excited to see what Sarah Hagen can do for the team. She's from Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin, so I have that just kind of fundamental connection. She's the apple. Apple of our eye. I think like those two poles make themselves. But she does have the league experience, which I think is great. And like you were saying with Alex, that kind of experience is only going to make people better. Ashlyn watching Hope, wanting to be out there, is only going to make her game better. And so Sarah having the experience, she can help with the younger players who maybe don't have as much experience. And also having the European League experience is huge. We know in Germany, their leagues are serious business. They are, born and bred playing soccer. So I think that just having that international experience for her is only going to make her stronger and to be able to be a leader. And one of the other things I think is great about our roster, even though they're a new team and they didn't have a lot of time to pull players, the average age of our team is a little bit older. They're not 19 and 20. They're 26, 27, 28 with years of playing experience. And I think that makes a big difference too, because throughout the different leagues that they've played in, whether they're playing for their club, their country, or in a different country, they can all help each other, and that shared experience is just going to put the team that much further ahead than somebody who has a very young roster.
That does bring up a good point that, yes, when looking at the age of our team, it does show that we have experience, and I think that's definitely important for a first team. So that's really great that you brought that up. For a first-year team, having that experience is going to be completely invaluable. Personally, I really hope that there is a trend that happens with Orlando City teams, that players with the last name of Kyle who are from Canada can pull out the goals. Kaylin Kyle, I think, is going to add a lot of experience to this team, too. She's an incredible player, played for the Canadian national team a whole bunch. And, again, Kyle and Kyle, I think we should, again, these two polls, they write themselves. So this is going to be really exciting. Another point that I wanted to bring up was Coach Sermani. Coach Tom Sermani has been, kind of a legend in the women's sports coaching arena for a while. He coached the U.S. Women's National Team before. He's had that experience to bring to the table in women's soccer. Rachel, along the lines of that kind of experience with players, do you think that that's important to have that kind of experience with a coach?
I think it absolutely is important, and he has the Australian national team, the U.S. national team. He has competed on a very high level, and good coaches know how to manage players and how to pull talent and how to put that talent together, and I think that's really important. Plus, he's adorable, and he's so sweet. But and that's the accessibility too. He's always really supportive of the supporters. He'll always say hi, and I think that. He just knows that the support's really important, just as much a factor in the team as the players that they've chosen.
I could not agree with Rachel more when she says that man is adorable. Coach Tom Sermani, we are your biggest fans. We think you are amazing. Thank you for always being so willing to talk to us. And one of the things that he mentioned that I am personally really excited about is that he is really looking forward to kind of having that attacking mentality with our team. So it's obvious with the talent that he's brought on that he is going to really put our focus on the pitch to attacking. It is always important to focus on defense as well. They say defense wins championships, but of course it is always exciting to get goals too. So Tom, thank you for kind of lending your ear whenever we talk to you about what you plan to do with the team, and we're behind you 110%. So thank you for coming to Orlando. So thank you so much for talking a little bit about some of your favorite players. I know that once we get to know all of the players on our roster that we are just going to fall in love with each and every one of them. It's obvious that all of these players are very excited to be here, and I know that we are just equally as excited to have them here. So what we'll do is we'll be talking a little bit about, on our next segment, something that we're looking forward to on game day. What do we expect our team to do in the league? And then we'll be closing it out with a few different aspects of how you can become a member of the Crown. So please look forward to joining us for that a little bit later.